Hey friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly. I do all sorts of videos on my channel. Cooking videos, vlogs, hauls, Disney content, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope you'll subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. Today's video is going to be a grocery haul. It's a collab hosted by Tiffany of Small Town 6 and Jessica of Jessica My Rose. I'm going to have both their channels linked in the description box, and I'm also going to put a link to the playlist itself so that once you finish watching my video, you could see what all of my friends got for their grocery hauls this month. As usual, my grocery haul is going to be completely gluten and dairy free. But what's a little different and special about this month's is that I did a lot of shopping around this month, so I'm actually going to show you hauls from 3 different stores. We're still getting all of our groceries delivered, and I planned it so that they're all going to arrive within the same 2-hour window, but it looks like, luckily for me, they're arriving kind of staggered. So I'm going to get to lay out one store at a time and just show you everything I got. It looks like Publix might be arriving first, so we're going to jump right into that. And if you wait till the end, I'm going to be giving you guys the totals for each of the stores and then the grand total for the week at the end. Publix did in fact arrive first, so we're going to go ahead and unload our Publix order. Not shown is 2.5 gallon jugs of water. I'm not going to lug them onto the stove just to show you guys water. You know what water looks like. But they're there. I also got some chorizo. I go through phases in life where I like to cook this up and then scramble eggs into it. And I am currently in one such phase, so we got some of that. Unless you're new, you already know I got some top sirloin because we're going to be making fajitas this week, as we do every Fajita Friday. Hubby asked me to restock his Listerine, so we got some of that. I got some ready rice. I should have 2 of them. Yep, they're buy one, get one, so I made sure to get 2. I actually requested a jasmine and a brown rice, but they were out of the brown rice, so I got the coconut jasmine. This is delicious. I don't buy it often because it's like 500 calories for the pouch, but it is so tasty. So yeah, we went ahead and we got 2 of those. Some of our fajita seasoning. I actually did not realize last week that I'd run out, so I had to do some makeshift stuff with actual seasonings that I had on hand. Awful. It turned out so bad. My husband actually told me, hey, whatever seasoning packet you used this week, don't buy that one again. And I was like, actually, I didn't use a seasoning packet, and you're absolutely right. I will not be doing that again. Totally unnecessary, but they were buy one, get one, and I have an actual basket in my pantry storage that's just full of cake mixes, brownie mixes, frostings of all different types and flavors. In case an occasion pops up, I'm usually really good about remembering birthdays and stuff, but in case something pops up and I wasn't prepared, I always have something on hand that I can just grab and make something up. And I was out of gluten-free mixes, so when I saw that they were buy one get one this week, I decided to grab a couple. I would have liked 2 different flavors, but for some reason my Publix only had the classic yellow cake, so that's what I went with. Cilantro, of course, and my favorite lemon juice that I put in and on everything. Speaking of juice, I got a couple of these Simply Orange juices. I prefer with pulp, but again, my Publix for some reason only had regular pulp-free juice. And I've been on another kick lately where I've been starting my mornings with coconut water and a little bit of OJ mixed in, and it's been delightful. So I'm getting enough to last me the week, and also considering that my husband is going to be drinking from this as well. I restocked on my favorite barbecue sauce because I had run out. Got myself a can of chili. If you saw my shelf timber video that I posted recently, I always like having chili on hand, and this particular brand is not only tasty and easy to find, but also gluten and dairy free. I use it as a topping for french fries or tater tots or baked potatoes even, or whatever, and it's a really cheap, fast meal, particularly for those nights where I need to eat but I don't want to eat or I don't feel like cooking. So I try to always have the accoutrement on hand for that. And speaking of, french fries. These are a staple in our home. We eat fries multiple times a week in one fashion or another. Another jug of water. This one is to keep in the fridge because, shock horror, I do not like cold water. I prefer my water to be room temperature. And my husband is the complete opposite. My husband needs his water to be cold or he can't drink it. So since the 2.5 gallon jugs are really big, we're just getting him one of these guys so we could keep it in the fridge, keep it cold for him, and I guess we'll refill it from the bigger jugs when it finally dwindles down. But that's the plan for that. This, I really didn't even have a plan for. I just got it because it was buy one, get one. And I can't resist a really good deal on protein, so we got a couple packages of the Greenwise chicken thighs. Greenwise is Publix's like cleaner brand. It's not quite organic, but it's like not standard. I don't know. Point is, it was on sale, so I got it. I'll probably freeze these because I don't have any immediate plans for them, as I mentioned. So I'll freeze these and use them at a later date. And lastly, I don't know if you guys can see down here, got a giant carton of 30 eggs that will last me at least a week, if not a little farther. But that's the Publix portion of my haul this week. I actually thought I'd gotten more. I'm surprised that it's so little. But this, including the Instacart fee, delivery fee, etc., ended up costing $118.98. The Sprouts order has not even started like getting shopped yet. So I'm gonna assume that Amazon Fresh will be arriving next. So I'm gonna put these things away and I'll meet you guys back here when Amazon arrives. Turns out that the Amazon driver decided to pull over and lollygag for a while. So the Sprouts order, which hadn't even been shopped yet when the Amazon driver started on his way here, is already here, shopped and delivered, etc. It's a very small order. It was just some filler items that I really can't get anywhere else. So first of all, we've got a very big bundle of mustard greens, and these are actually for our bearded dragons, which you guys might have met if you've been watching my vlogs. I also got something very exciting and of the season. I've never had these before. These are Katz donuts. I've had Katz donuts before. I have had their donuts, I've had their pies, I've had their cinnamon rolls, I've had all sorts of stuff from them. Love the brand. They're gluten, dairy free. They're all sorts of allergy friendly. I think the only thing that they have typically is eggs, but otherwise they're free of most allergens. It says right here, nut free, soy free, etc. But I've never had the pumpkin pie spice donuts. And I actually ordered these last week and they were out of stock. So I'm excited to see that they're in stock now and I'm going to finally get to try them. As usual, we got Kiddo a bunch of Honeycrisp apples. You guys know that these are a mainstay in basically every one of my shopping hauls. Got a couple bags of tater tots because Sprouts brand is the cheapest ones that I've found and they're very tasty and also safe. I got an open box of butter. The butter itself seems fine. I think the box just kind of slipped open, so that's okay. I'm gonna choose to assume that everything's fine there. But I needed some butter for a recipe that I'm gonna be making soon. And lastly, I had to get this actually as a substitute because I typically get fresh, but pre-sliced, onions and bell peppers for our fajitas at Publix, and they were out. So since the Sprouts order hadn't been shopped yet, I said, bring me what you got. And they brought me a bag of frozen, which that's fine, that will work. And then I've got some coconut water to go with my coconut water and orange juice little morning mocktail, if you will. So again, not a very large order at all, but it is specialty items, if you will. So this order, including driver tip, etc., ended up costing me $53.69. Ouch. All of the deliveries have now been completed. Mind you, they did all come within the window that I specified, so I really can't complain. But yeah, and also I will complain, the man that delivered these was very heavily cologned, and it's distracting to say the least, just how stinky these bags are. But anyways, let's look inside the bags. It's the most important bit. We've got some noodles. These are not impossible to find in other stores, but they're much cheaper at Amazon Fresh, and I very rarely shop Amazon Fresh these days because the price is not worth it typically. Anything I can get there for the most part, as far as staples, I can get somewhere else cheaper and faster. But it so happened that this week they did have some sales on things that I needed, they had the best price on kiddos pepperoni for sure, by a lot. So that's actually what prompted me to put in this order. I also got some mac and cheese. This I can't find anywhere but Amazon Fresh. And it's actually a seasonal item. The sweet potato pumpkin, they don't have this year round. And it's one of my favorite mac and cheeses out that's like dairy free and gluten free. So this is amazing. Got one of these. And I've been buying this at Sprouts lately, but it was actually cheaper on Amazon Fresh this week. So I went ahead and I grabbed one of these as well. More Daya stuff. These pizzas are actually pretty hard to find these days. And when you do find them, they're like $12 a pop, which is not worth it for me. But they had them for $8 this week, so I grabbed one. And this is the Supreme variety. I typically prefer the fire roasted vegetable kind because I add my own pepperoni to it, the Applegate pepperoni. This is just fine. It's not a bad thing, but it does have meatless Italian sausage. And so if you're like weird about meat substitutes, maybe the Supreme is not for you, but it's what they had and I enjoy it all the same. So, and then I also got, I hope I have enough space in my freezer for all this. I got 3 bags of green beans because they were like $1 each, and that's a nice easy green veggie to throw together with some meals. These are gluten-free, dairy-free, etc. little mini coffee cakes. Delicious. And I typically can only ever find these at Whole Foods and they're way more expensive, so I decided to treat myself today. Last bag, we have 10, or at least we should have 10 of the Applegate pepperoni, the aforementioned pepperoni. This is what I put on my pizzas, but it's also my son's probably favorite thing to eat these days. I also got a big old thing of bacon for him. More pepperoni, that's 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they brought me everything I ordered. We got some sliced Daya cheese for sandwiches, for putting on eggs, whatever. Some Kite Hill tzatziki. It is so hard to find this anywhere these days. And this is really, really great on like a bowl with some chicken and some rice and like whatever. It's very tasty, but again, super impossible. Like I can't find it anywhere else. So took advantage of the fact that I was shopping Amazon Fresh and got that. And lastly, yet another one of those, I don't have plans for this, but it's really cheap right now, so why not? A pound of boneless pork loin center cut chops. I'm going to throw that in the freezer. That's everything for the week. And this Amazon order ended up actually being the most expensive part of my whole weekly situation. With the tip and etc. it ended up costing $124.56. But that's not surprising at all because kiddos bacon is pretty pricey. It would have been a lot more expensive if I'd gotten it at Sprouts or at Publix. These guys would have been like $7 a pack anywhere else. I paid about $5 and change, I think. Battery died, but I was just saying that these guys are typically like up to $7 a pack at most places. And this week, because I got them at Amazon Fresh, I paid like $5 and change each for them. So kiddos food was a bulk of this haul. But the bottom line is everybody's gonna be more than fed this week and probably into next week with this haul. And the total with everything all together was $297.23, which is a little more than I typically spend per week. But we got a lot of deals and there's a lot of things that I stocked up on that I can use in later weeks. So I'm happy with the price. I'm happy with what I spent. So that's going to do it for me this month as far as the grocery haul. Remember that this is a collab, so you can go and check out what my friends did this month too in the description box. I'm also going to be linking a video to that shelf timber situation that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to be linking my get started on gluten and dairy free kind of guide video that I put out earlier this year. And I always have a playlist of all of my grocery hauls linked as well in case you need more gluten and dairy free inspo. Thanks so much again for watching, guys. Bye.